The queen gonna die.
Fuck you.
Oh my God, look at him. He dead. Oh, Jimmy. He was a great worker. He was a great worker. I don't know what happened to him, man. He just thought, he was about to die. And all the person was doing was running. He was just running by the hive. And now look at him. No ass. And won't go back to the channel, man. But tonight, wherever you at, I got Evolution's Strangest Tactic. And the thumbnail was an ant holding a gun to his head. Now, listen, okay? Weird things happen in the animal world. Nature, Mother Nature. She has her own way of doing things, and constructing things, working things, making them work in her own field and industry, right? We don't know anything about it. She just allows us to build our homes and our poisonous warehouses and factories on her land. But listen, suicide on animals? Let's learn about it, right? Let's learn about it, right? I accidentally cut my mic off. Let's learn about it, right? Let's get to it.
In my last...
Hey!
The following. Evolution has given one critical goal to every living creature: survive at any cost. It doesn't matter what happens before or after you're alive, just that you're alive.
The bullshit happens
Humans
to me,
have somehow
y'all.
reached a point in our evolution where we can convince ourselves this is not the case.
Y'all gonna see you live.
Concepts like discipline, religion, and karma can be more important than being alive. A flippant oversimplification that communicated what I was getting at, but wasn't particularly accurate if you really think about it. Firstly, from an evolutionary standpoint, survival of any given individual is obviously important, but really the goal is survival of the species as a whole. Description. So passing on your genes is more important than just avoiding death.
Correct.
So until evolution figures out how to make a literally invincible species, it seems reasonable that it would hardwire us with exceptional circumstances in which death is acceptable, like sacrificing yourself to save your progeny.
True.
So avoiding death is a constant and critical priority for an individual, but there may be things that supersede it without logically contradicting evolution. I also inferred humans were the only creatures to reach this point in evolution, where we can willingly choose death over some undesirable alternative, or maybe it's the case that we're the only species who can decide what we're willing to throw our lives away for, and humans will throw their lives away for anything.
That's a fact.
Honor, spite. I can imagine a lion sacrificing itself to protect its cubs, but I can't imagine a lion thinking, I never catch any of these wildebeest. Fucking hate them bastards. Tomorrow I'm going to drown myself in a watering hole and let my decomposing carcass poison them all. See, that way of thinking just seems uniquely human. This leaves me with a question that I'm not allowed to ask, because it contains a word that gets me thrown in the internet oubliette every time I say it. Can animals commit you-know-what-aside? You might be saying, of course they can. It's been documented in animals in captivity. And
censorship has gotten too far. He can't even say suicide. Like, come on, bro. These are real world topics. We had to speak on it, bro. Kids shouldn't even be on the site to begin with. First of all, let's get that out the way. Second of all, these are real life things that everybody has to deal with, and that they might have to deal with later on in life. Like why not? You know what I'm saying? It's just stupid. I just needed to get my 2 cents. It's dumb. It's dumb as fuck. It's dumb as fuck. We shouldn't have to just not be able to say things that we can't say on the internet anymore. It's stupid.
While it's true that there are cases of otherwise healthy animals engaging in self-injurious behavior that leads to death, find me one case where it was proven for certain that death was intentional, not accidental. A dog might jump off a roof to its death, but how do you know what it was doing? Maybe it was a navigational error.
One case
Maybe
that
it was a sudden reaction.
The one case that I do know are lemmings. Them niggas just run off a cliff and die. I don't even think scientists know why. They just do it. It's weird.
To pain or fear. Maybe the dog was sick. Maybe he thought he could fly. How would you know? For these reasons, there is not a single case of an animal that scientists definitively and unanimously agree intentionally killed itself. Now, scientists have studied and confirmed that some non-human animals can suffer from depression, addiction, PTSD, etc. So why is it so hard to prove they are capable of self-destructing? Well, the animal would need to have a concept of self, an acknowledgement that it exists independently from other animals. With the mirror tests, scientists have confirmed that some animals do seem to have some understanding they exist in the world.
Okay.
Next, they would need to understand the concept of death, that something can go from existing to not existing.
Right.
Scientists
And the
believe certain
seriousness
animals do
behind
seem
that
to
as
understand this well enough to mourn and experience grief. But just because an animal has self-awareness and knows that things can die, does not necessarily mean that the animal understands that dying is something that could happen to it. Do they understand how time moves on? That there is a future regardless of whether
See what
or
I'm
not
saying? Like
they're
the heaviness
a part of it?
behind that. Do
Until
they
we know the
understand,
answers to these questions, we'll
why
probably
they
never
should
be
stay
able to
alive?
confirm an animal knew what it was doing when it killed itself, unless they start writing notes. But there are animals that kill themselves. So why? Well, the most famous example is probably lemmings, the Arctic rodent known for throwing themselves off cliff edges en masse.
I said
when
that.
a lemming population undergoes rapid growth, a portion of the lemmings will leave so that the habitat is not overpopulated.
That's so crazy.
The story goes that these lemmings...
Really? That's why they do it? Just self-genocide? Just not genocide, but like, you know, just self-culling. A self-culling to keep the population down. Just like, you know what, man, I will volunteer as tribute. Like, what? That's insane. An animal, a little animal like that, just taking it upon themselves. You know what? You guys, y'all stay here. Me and about 60 of the boys, we gonna go ahead and take that flight. Like, what?
lemmings will either intentionally kill themselves to ease the burden on the population, or that they are so stupid that if one falls off a cliff during migration, they will all mindlessly follow to their deaths.
Hell
Just
no.
herd mentality
Ain't no
with no
way.
independent reasoning. And I'm happy to tell you that that's bullshit. Migrating lemmings may accidentally kill themselves by jumping from heights they misjudged or exhausting themselves in bodies of water because they thought the far shore was closer than it was. Fates that could befall almost any migrating animal. They do not regularly throw themselves to their deaths en masse. That's a myth that dates back to at least the 19th century, although it was probably most popularized by Walt Disney's 1958 nature documentary White Wilderness.
You son of a
shows
bitch.
footage of lemmings jumping from a cliff.
Nah, they was pushing them. They was pushing them things.
White
Ain't no way.
Wilderness, which shows footage
That looks like something got behind them and pushed them like a broom or something. They just got all pushed over the edge, man.
of
That's
lemmings
crazy.
jumping from a cliff into the Arctic Ocean, which they have apparently confused for a lake. This scene was staged. They took lemmings to this location and pushed them off the cliff. Look at them. They're not leaping. They're trying to stop themselves. So somehow that being a myth is more upsetting than if it were true. Those lemon pushers should have been working with bees instead. Yes, that's right. Bees.
That's
In
insane,
another very well-known
bro.
example, honeybees, specifically female worker honeybees, are the only type of bee to die after using its stinger.
I don't.
Why?
What's up
the
with that?
stinger
Why
looks a
haven't
bit
they
like this
evolved?
on the inside?
To
This
not
is our
have that
venom
happen.
bulb. Inside we have these pump valves which are controlled by the muscles surrounding the bulb. The pointy bit is actually
I'm sorry. I still can't believe that. After all these years, I'm just now finding out that that was a damn myth. Somebody dig up Walt Disney grave. I need to RKO that nigga ASAP. Like this buffoonery has gone on for long enough, and you're an anti-Semite. We need to go ahead and just, you know, strike it down again, right? And then just take turns stomping on them. No, curb stomp. Yeah.
three separate pieces. The stylus, which provides stability, and the two
that too far?
lancets that slide up and down the stylus by the pumping mechanism.
Why'd I
The
ask
movement
you?
of
I
the
don't care.
lancets also allows the application of the bee's venom. You'll notice
okay.
the lancets are barbed, likely an adaptation to stick into the thick flesh of mammals.
Yeah, but
the
like-
honeybee
but
does
like
not
Watto.
push the stinger into its target. Rather, the alternating motion of the lancets sort of digs or saws down into the skin, and the honeybee is pulled along with it.
Right.
Now, the honeybee is
But to
fucked
get it out,
because
yeah.
the stinger's barbs are lodged in the skin.
Why haven't they
when the
evolved
honeybee
to
tries
change
to
this?
leave, the stinger tears out of the bee
Jesus.
instead, taking with it the stinger's muscles, venom sacs, nerves, and even part of the honeybee's digestive tract. It's literally just torn itself in half from the abdomen and will die in minutes. And it sounded like such an elegant design.
If a honeybee sting you, it dead ass thought that you was a threat because it knows that it's going to die. Now, a wasp.
The detached stinger can keep pumping venom for up to a minute after it said its goodbyes to the bee. It also pumps an alarm pheromone that signals other bees to attack.
Yeah.
It's pretty brutal, and honeybees will generally only do this as a last resort when they're out by themselves, like only when they think their death is imminent. However, when the hive is threatened, they'll enthusiastically give their lives to defend it. So this seems like a case where evolution has programmed the bees to kill themselves to protect the species. But are the honeybees actually aware of any of this? Or are they just like, I will meet this threat with the greatest weapon evolution in its wisdom has crafted for me?
I think it's the latter because you say, like you said, the greatest weapon evolution is crafted for me, but evolution could have crafted an even better weapon that prevents my death from when I sting somebody and I could keep protecting the hive. You know what I'm saying? The hive has a ton of eggs. We need a ton of bees to protect a ton of eggs. So let's protect a ton of eggs with a ton of bees instead of a ton of bees killing themselves and can't protect a ton of eggs. You know what I'm saying? The queen gonna die. The queen gonna die. Oh, the queen gonna die.
Fuck you.
Oh my God, look at him. He dead. Oh, Jimmy. He was a great worker. He was a great worker. I don't know what happened to him, man. He just thought, he was about to die. And all the person was doing was running. He was just running by the hive. And now look at him. No ass.
New evolution. I knew this spear thing was a pile of shite. This is even worse than what you did to the trapdoor spider, and his arse is a door. So if wasps and bumblebees have smoother stingers that allow them to sting repeatedly, why did the honeybee get stuck with a barbed stinger that tears them apart? What was evolution thinking? It seems to be that if evolution thinks you need a more effective weapon, then you're getting it, and to hell with the consequences for you. Like animals with horns that keep growing until they curl back in on the animal and kill them. Or humans with our powerful brains that most of us clearly don't know how to effectively operate.
Oh, God.
At least there's some benefit from them before they kill you. Like, they have their purpose as well as their drawbacks. The honeybee stinger's purpose is its drawback. Save the hive, kill yourself.
That's really a honeybee right there, bro. A fucking, yeah. That's a perfect description. That's a perfect drawing, bro. Perfect drawing.
Self-sacrificing suicidal altruism, something like autothesis. Autothesis is the process in which an animal destroys itself by rupturing or exploding an internal organ which ruptures the skin. It's found in certain species of termite and ant, which have glands full of nasty substances. The substances may be sticky or corrosive or toxic, and when the creature is in the fell clutch of dire circumstance, it violently contracts its muscles surrounding the gland, bursting both the gland and the insect's body and spraying those nasty chemicals all around them.
So this nigga turns into Chemical Weapon X? What the fuck, nigga? What are we talking about? This nigga turns into a goddamn biological warfare weapon, bro. A chemical warfare weapon, bro. What? This is crazy. Are we serious? So we just got little insect grenades just walking around everywhere, you know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all know them little long centipedes y'all find in your house every now and again? And like you step on them? I don't know what to call them. They look like centipedes to me. They got a bunch of legs, right? Centipede, millipede, got to be a part of the same family, right? Anyway, it'd be about like 2 inches in length maybe, and you step on it. And then it releases that foul smell, you know what I'm saying? That foul smell, yuck. They release that shit, and are they one of them? Are they one of these types of insects right here? Are they one of them? That's all I want to know. That was the question. Or do they just, release it like a regular insect upon impact of death? Also, the pheromone or the smell, what is that supposed to do to me? It's supposed to make me run away? Imagine it. Well, I'm thinking it's strong for me as a human. Imagine an insect with antenna. And they just taking in that, yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, That would be, oh man, that would fuck you up. Other direction, 180 all the way. You running 5 miles. It don't matter. 5 miles, however long it take to get away from this little ugly ass motherfucker that just shitted itself and it's little insect that done shitted itself and done made you not hungry no more. Done fucked up your whole appetite. Man, I'll go ahead and find me a little grasshopper or something, man. You bugging, you tripping, man. Shit. Shit.
Some species of termites do this to plug the tunnels to their nest with a sticky tar-like
That's
substance,
crazy.
defending the nest from invasion and killing the termite in the process. The Malaysian exploding ant performs autothesis in direct combat with other arthropods, blowing itself up to cover its attackers in acidic goo. So of all the millions of species of animals to have ever existed, we have known of only a small handful that evolution identified as effective suicide attackers. Humans, I guess, were not one of them, but we figured it out anyways. How this evolved is unknown, but obviously for these species, the kamikaze tactics were very successful in protecting their genes, and so gave them an evolutionary advantage and survived with them. To an individual, evolution might say, look, I know it's less than optimal that 1 or 2 of your eyelashes fall out and get stuck in your eye, but the rest of those eyelashes keep everything else out of your eye, so trust me, this is a real good trade-off. And to a species, it might say, look, I know it's less than optimal that 100 or 200 of your workers blew themselves up, but the rest of those workers are still alive because of it, so trust me, this is a real good trade-off. But we still don't know if those animals are consciously choosing to die or just choosing to fight without fully comprehending they'll be dicked by the dangling dong of destiny.
They don't care. They
So.
just want
but some scientists believe there is a way to find out if non-human animals possess the cognitive capability to intend to die. It would require lab research and experiments in finding reproducible conditions that cause animals to seek to kill themselves. And while humans have mistreated and killed countless animals in the name of science, it seems tormenting creatures for the sole purpose of driving them to suicide is a step too far even for us. Or more likely, no one's been willing to pony up the funding. Well, anyways, if you liked the video, I have many more for you to enjoy.
I did like the video, my boy.
Subscribe to see more of my videos in the future, and you can join the channel membership to support me monetarily. That means you give me money.
Say less, bro. Y'all give me money. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe if you fuck with the vibe, bro. I appreciate you for watching. And go, of course, you know what I'm saying? I say it every time. His video is in the description. Go like his video. Subscribe to his channel. Like, what are we talking about? If you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Bye. Have a good one.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.